When the Celtics won the 2024 NBA championship, Payton Pritchard's half-court heave in Game 5 that cemented their blowout win over the Mavericks and a 4-1 series win became one of the defining images. And he did it earlier in the series. So 2 half-court shots from Pritchard set up that moment in the second one where he's lining up along the bench. There's just a second or two left in the quarter. He's checking in. He's getting the ball. He's tossing it up at half court. And you almost knew it was going to go in. This had started years earlier when Joe Mazzulla, with just seconds left in a quarter against the Cavaliers, subbed Pritchard in, got him the ball knowing that he could drive the length of the court. And he did. He beat the whole Cavs team down the floor, laid it in. So at the end of the game, Celtics needing a shot, they go to Pritchard again. Just a couple seconds left in the game. He once again beats the Cavs to the basket and missed, falling injured. But the Celtics discovered something that's become one of the stories of this season to start the year after that famous finals moment. The crowd rises to their feet. Everybody notices there's just a couple seconds left and he's checking in, and he comes in and gets the ball. He hasn't hit many of them, but he stressed that those shots can change the game. He doesn't care that he's losing points off his field goal percentage in those moments. And Joe Mazzulla has gone to it as a steady source of extra points late in quarters.
I would say just his willingness to, one is speed. There was it last year or 2 years ago at Cleveland where we challenged the play, I think it was 104. We challenged the play, lost it, so that was our timeout at the end of the game, and then we put him in and he went, did he go coast to coast and either made the layup or got fouled? And so it was 2 years, my first year at Cleveland, when we used the challenge to go full court instead of advancing it. And he got us in that situation. You could tell that his speed was going to be a weapon in those full court situations. And then his willingness to want to shoot those. It just gives us a weapon. And now you see teams on that one particular clip, they extended, they brought 2 up and then allowed us to throw a long pass in a one-on-one situation. So the threat of that even creates mismatches for us in the full court.
To begin this year, every Pritchard check-in at the end of the quarter has become an event. You see the crowd starting to rise to their feet. You see him go and get the ball, and teams have even started to account for it. He hasn't hit many, but he always puts them up, and it's become one of the best parts of watching the Celtics this year. You knew Pritchard would start to take all those shots. You knew he'd be in the game for those moments. What you didn't know is that he'd be such a major contributor to the team this year. Really the story of the year so far, and it started 4 games in against the Milwaukee Bucks, where he hit 8 threes, poured 28 points on Doc Rivers and the Bucks, and Doc became the first of many coaches after that game to start talking about how they're accounting for Pritchard. They're circling his name before the game. They're talking about him, and it still didn't work.
Payton Pritchard happened. No, honestly, it's so funny. It's not. But this morning, I literally circled his name. It's like this guy comes in and he's the game changer. I don't know if you remember last year, we had a 6-point lead and he came in and changed the whole game. He did it again tonight. He got their 3-ball going because we had kept him off the 3 line for the most part.
The signs that Pritchard would have a big year were there before the season. He shot about 50% in the preseason, almost 50% from 3 as well. He had such major performances across that 5-game slate that we, even on the Garden Report, started to talk about, could he win Pritchard 6th Man of the Year? Would you start to predict that? And in our bold predictions, myself, A. Sherrod Blakely, even Josue Pavone, all started dreaming of a 6-man campaign for Payton Pritchard.
Manning and Blakely will win 6th Man of the Year.
Wow.
And then Josue has the balls to send me his bold predictions after I said, come on, guys, can we not all do the same one? And his includes
That's
Payton
unbelievable.
will win 6th Man of the Year.
Well,
So the guy-
I'm not standing on
it's a
that.
bold prediction, but we're talking about a guy who is on a team that is top heavy, who has never scored double figures, and now we're saying he's going to be the best backup in the NBA? Yeah.
So how'd this happen? Payton Pritchard, he's 7th on the team in minutes this year. They just seem to keep going up, and he's 5th on the team in scoring. Many nights when you put him in the game, he's the one who bringing the energy. He's the one running the offense. They even closed with him against Indiana earlier this season over Drew Holiday. Joe Mazzulla thought they needed more Pritchard going into this year, but it's hard to imagine he even foresaw what it would become.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's important returning the exact same team to find a different weapon and a different identity, and I think he really works at it. And like I said, the key to him is he finds different ways to impact games, but he's grown as a player over the course of his career. And you saw tonight it was a shooting, but that rebound that he got was timely, and just his ball pressure and his defense. So he's a complete player. I know it sounds weird, but he's one of the best three-level scorers that I've seen, especially for his size, and he's just a high-level competitor.
It all culminated on Saturday when Payton Pritchard, scorching again from three, hitting 6 in the game, closed over Holiday once again against a Grizzlies team that was ignoring Drew Holiday, daring him to shoot from three. They couldn't do that to Pritchard. More and more teams are starting to line up, trap him, prevent him from tossing those hot half-court heaves, and in the closing stretch of that Memphis game, they did not dare Payton Pritchard to shoot. He didn't get a shot up over the final 8 minutes of that game. And will that reduce his scoring? Will that slow his push for sixth man? We'll see. But when the Bucks came to town again on Friday, Doc Rivers took a different approach in terms of slowing Payton Pritchard.
I think earlier last year, I'm serious. I've been a fan for a while, and today we didn't mention him. We're trying to change our luck.